Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Budget Investing. So today I want to go over how we are going to make $1,000 a month by owning Apple stocks. Before I go over how to make that actual money for ourselves, I think it's best that we go over what is Apple as a company, how are they making money, and what are some potential headwinds that they might be facing. So let's jump into it. So pulling right off of the internet, Apple is an American multinational technology company that specializes in consumer electronics, software, and online services. Now, if you've held Apple for the last little while, you obviously know that they've been growing basically exponentially and have been extremely profitable for everyone. Yes, in these last couple of months, they've had a bit of a dip of about 15%, but this, in my opinion, is some very short-term struggles that the overall economy is facing. And in the long run, this company is going to continue to print money for us. So I strongly recommend that we just continue to ride out these bumps right now. Now, Apple might be down from their 52-week high of $182 right now, but in my opinion, that just presents a great buying opportunity if you do feel this is a great company for yourself. You know, they have a market cap of 3.4 trillion US dollars, which arguably makes them one of the biggest companies in the world, and their PE ratio is around 23.9, so they're really coming back in line with what the S&P 500 is kind of hovering at right now. So they're kind of fair valued based on that. And their dividend yield is quite low right now at 0.63%, but they have been growing their dividend at an extremely quick rate. Looking at Apple's revenue, you can see from 2017, they're at about $229 million, and they've slowly been inching up year over year all the way till today, and they're projected to hover around that $386 million range. So they're continuing to grow their revenue every single year and every quarter, and they're showing that they're still very profitable. And again, these short-term headwinds that I kind of have been alluding to are not going to last forever. To continue to emphasize how that they've been growing their revenue is simply just looking at their earnings per share. You know, they were down at $2.32, and year over year they've been continuing to grow that, and right now they're projecting to be at $6.20 for 2022. That's fantastic growth in honestly a very short period of time. Now, Apple's dividend is at about 0.63%, which I know sounds really small, but they do grow it quite rapidly. As you can see, 8.75% growth annually over the last 9 years is fantastic growth. You know, you get about $1 per year from their dividend, and their payout ratio being about 15% and under is great. As you know, it's super safe, so Apple can continue to grow their dividend rapidly, and it won't be negatively impactful towards Apple, as they have that excess cash right now that they're actually using towards making that next piece of technology. So they are really focused on the innovation right now and less on the dividend in the short term. Now, don't just take my word for it. Obviously, there are a ton of professional investors that follow Apple, and they want to make sure that they're doing their due diligence as well. And you can see that just the recommendations over the last couple of months, almost everybody is sitting either in the strong buy, or hold section. So people are still recommending to put money in there as they think they're going to make you more and more in the short and long term. You can also see that the average price that they're kind of projecting over the next year is $190 per share. Obviously, with it right now at $147, there's a lot of room and a lot of upside for this company, so definitely hold on to it. Now, obviously, Apple has been around for a really long time. Hopefully, everybody knows who they are, but I do want to just kind of highlight where Steve Jobs, you know, the original CEO of Apple, kind of really kind of catapulted them to the front of the line in the technology sector, and really kind of what got them to where they are today.
Is a widescreen iPod with touch controls. The second is a revolutionary mobile phone. And the third is a breakthrough internet communications device. So, three things: a widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
So yes, Apple did obviously reinvent the phone. We're all the way now at iPhone 13. And that's obviously not the only way they make money right now. They also have, their Mac Studio, which as you can see at the top of the screen here, they have, the MacBook Air, the Pro, the iMacs, the Mac Mini, the Mac Studio, Mac Pro. Like there's so many different features that just within the Mac side of its own. It could honestly be its own separate business. Now, going from there, they also have Apple TV, where obviously Apple has been building this out into a monthly reoccurring subscription service. And on top of that, they also have their Apple Music service, which in June of 2021 had 78 million subscribers paying a monthly subscription to Apple. And again, on top of that subscription service, Apple has iCloud, where people again are paying that monthly subscription to just be able to store photos and different products online. And they have, their own form of, a writing an Excel document. And there's just so many different features within the iCloud piece on its own that, again, it could be its own separate company. And it's just a cash flow generating machine for Apple because it's scalable as it's a cloud service and everyone is able to use it simply with just a couple clicks of a button. So yes, while Apple is continuing to make money in every different facet of their entire company and they're very profitable, they are facing a little bit of headwinds, especially right now with the lockdowns in China. It's continuing to add to the battle that is with the chip shortages that everybody is facing, especially with, the new, Macs and iPads and cell phones that are always being created. So it's definitely a little bit uphill battle in that regard. And just like every other company in the world right now, they are facing inflation, rising wages, and interest rates that are going up. So Apple won't be able to take on as much debt without having to pay even more of it back because of those interest rates. But in the long run, I really do feel that Apple is going to continue to be extremely profitable. So how do we make $1,000 a month with Apple? Simple. It's going to come back to that dividend that I've gone over a little bit earlier. Now, Apple obviously pays a quarterly dividend. It's not monthly, so we have to obviously average it out a little bit. So we're going to need to make $12,000 a year. And with their annual payment of about 92 cents per dividend, we're going to need 13,043 and a half stocks in essence. So obviously that's a huge amount of stocks and we won't be able to afford that right now, especially because each share of Apple is $147.11, which is just under $2 million in total investment to get that. But again, this is where we start to average out our entire portfolios. So it's definitely a great opportunity to get in now as they continue to grow their income. Also, I just want to highlight that the investors do expect Apple to be about $190 per share. So if we keep that in mind, that is, that jumps up really quickly to almost $2.5 million. So we're in essence right now getting Apple at a discount to save ourselves about $600,000 if we wanted to get $1,000 every month. Hopefully you found this video helpful today on how to make $1,000 a month with Apple, as it's a great company in my opinion. It's something that I already hold and I plan to hold for the foreseeable future. But if you did like the video, please do like and subscribe, and let me know if there's anything else that you would be interested in learning about. I'd love to be able to share it with you. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.